Once upon a time, nestled in a cozy little cottage at the edge of a great big forest, lived a mother pig with her 3 little sons. As the days grew shorter and a crisp chill filled the air, she knew it was time for her boys to venture out and build their own lives. She gathered them close, her heart full of both pride and a little bit of worry. "My dear sons," she said with a gentle smile, "you are all grown up now. It is time for you to go out into the world and seek your fortunes. But remember, whatever you do, do it with all your heart and build a safe, strong home for yourselves. Be wary of the big bad wolf who roams these woods with warm hugs and a basket packed with goodies." The 3 little pigs waved goodbye to their mother and set off on their grand adventure. The first little pig was a cheerful and carefree soul. He loved to play and sing and wasn't too keen on hard work. As he trotted down the path, he met a farmer carrying a large bundle of straw. "What a wonderful day for building," he thought. "Straw looks light and easy to work with. I can build my house in no time and have the rest of the day to play." He politely asked the farmer for some straw, and the farmer kindly agreed. In just a few hours, the first little pig had built himself a simple house of straw. It wasn't very sturdy, but he didn't mind. He danced around his new home, singing a happy tune, proud of his quick work. The second little pig was a bit more practical than his brother, but he still liked to get things done quickly. He walked a little further down the road and soon came across a man with a cart full of sticks. He pondered. "Sticks are definitely stronger than straw, but still easy enough to build with. I can have my house finished by lunchtime." He traded some of his pocket money for a bundle of sticks and got to work. He hammered and tied, and soon a house made of sticks stood before him. It was a little wobbly, but it looked much sturdier than his brother's straw house. Satisfied, he went inside to prepare a nice cup of tea, pleased with his efficient building. Now, the third little pig was the most patient and hard-working of the 3. He watched his brothers build their houses quickly and knew that he wanted something much safer and stronger. He remembered his mother's words about the big bad wolf and decided to take no chances. He continued his journey until he found a bricklayer with a wagon full of strong red bricks. "This is it," he exclaimed. "A house of bricks will be safe and warm. It will take a lot of hard work, but it will be worth it." He bought a large pile of bricks and a bag of mortar. For days he worked tirelessly, carefully laying each brick one on top of the other. It was slow, difficult work. His brothers would often visit, teasing him for spending so much time on his house while they were out playing. But the third little pig just smiled and kept on working, building his foundation strong and his walls thick. Finally, his solid brick house was complete, with a sturdy oak door and a tall, strong chimney. He felt a deep sense of security and pride. He lit a warm fire in his new fireplace and settled in, knowing he was truly safe. It wasn't long before the big bad wolf came prowling through the woods. He was big, he was bad, and he was very, very hungry. His sharp eyes soon spotted the little straw house. He crept up to the door and licked his lips, smelling the delicious little pig inside. He knocked on the door with a loud thud. Little pig, let me come in," he growled in his deepest, gravelly voice. The first little pig's heart jumped into his throat. He squeaked, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin." The wolf grinned a wicked grin. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." And with one mighty huff and a powerful puff, he blew the straw house to bits. The first little pig squealed in terror and ran as fast as his little legs could carry him, all the way to his brother's house of sticks. The first little pig scrambled inside the stick house, slamming the door just as the wolf arrived. The two brothers huddled together, trembling with fear. The wolf, even hungrier now, knocked on the wooden door. Little pigs, let me come in," he roared. From inside, two shaky voices cried out, "Not by the hair of our chinny chins." The wolf's eyes gleamed. "Then I'll huff, and I'll blow your house in." He took an even bigger breath this time. He huffed and he puffed, and with a great whoosh of air, the house of sticks came crashing down. The two little pigs squealed and scrambled out of the wreckage, running for their lives towards their brother's brick house. They burst through the strong oak door of the third pig's house, breathless and terrified. The wolf. "He blew our houses down," they cried. The third little pig calmly bolted the door and looked at his frightened brothers. "Don't worry," he said confidently. "You are safe here. This house is built to last." Just then, a tremendous bang echoed on the door. It was the wolf, angrier and hungrier than ever. Little pigs, let me come in," he bellowed. The three pigs stood together and shouted back bravely, "Not by the hair of our chinny chins." The wolf was furious. "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." He huffed and he puffed. He huffed again and he puffed again. His cheeks turned red and his eyes bulged, but the brick house didn't even tremble. Not a single brick moved. The wolf was exhausted and out of breath, but he was also clever. He looked up and saw the chimney. "Aha," he thought. "I'll just climb up the roof and slide down the chimney. I'll have all three of them for my dinner." He quietly scrambled onto the roof and started to climb towards the chimney. But the third little pig was clever too. Hearing the scuffling on the roof, he knew exactly what the wolf was planning. He quickly hung a large pot of water over the roaring fire in his fireplace. As the wolf positioned himself over the chimney, he could smell the most wonderful stew cooking below. "What luck," he thought, and with a wicked chuckle, he slid down the chimney. But instead of landing in the middle of the room, he fell straight into the giant pot of boiling water with a tremendous splash. Yayo, he howled in pain. He shot back up the chimney like a rocket, his tail singed and his pride completely shattered. He ran off into the forest, yelping all the way, and was never seen by the three little pigs again. The two older brothers looked at their younger brother with awe and gratitude. They finally understood the importance of hard work and planning ahead. They thanked him for saving their lives and promised to always build with care and patience from then on. And so the three little pigs lived happily and safely together in the strong little brick house. The moral of the story, of course, is that taking the time to do things right from the start always pays off in the end. A little extra effort can make all the difference. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. See you next time.